Okay. Shit. No, this doesn't work that easily. Okie doke. Yeah, that works. Fuck it. I don't even know if it... Yep, it's capturing. That's good. I don't know how to start this. It's been a bit since I've done this. Guess whoever joins, just type in the chat so I know you're there. Because I can't really tell right now. I don't know what I aim for in this stream. If anything, I'm just gonna probably play Tetris, work on game stuff, things like that. Anyways. Okay, let me do a quick thing here. There. Now I can generally check for chats coming in. You know what? I think I'll start with just Tetris, just 'cause. Explored a few different genres of music for a bit. Safe to say they're pretty good. Don't know if anyone in the stream would want to hear that, but I'll have to ask later since there's not really anyone here right now. Not as far as I know. Decided to do multiple languages for this stream because I don't know if any of my friends in Japan will actually be awake by now. I know it's like 7 a.m. for them. I definitely miss being in Japan. Different foods and different sort of things. won't be for a few years. Next time I go back, I will likely try to live there. I'm gonna be honest, this stream is just an excuse for me to work on my stuff. I'm pretty pathetic not working on anything. I can already tell this stream is a terrible idea, but oh well. Like I said, I'm not doing this to see who views the stream. I'm more so doing this to just appeal to my workaholism. I'm just starting with this to see if anyone joins in, and seems like 2 people joined, but they didn't say anything, so I couldn't really get anything out of that, so they just left. What do I expect, though? next day will be better than I should try to stream out to people I know. Since I have added parts of the and stuff, I easily just put it on there. Neat. Ironically enough. Email. I gotta stop fucking humming to this. It's catchy as hell. Maybe boring, but I have music tastes. That's all I've got. because I've made all the music at this point, and I'll plan out the coding pretty easily. It's just hard for me to think of what to do. It's not that easy to map in my eyes. It's the hardest thing I can do. I'm trying to visualize what to take from the pictures, because there's mountains, there's the bamboo forest, which I already put in right here. In which case, I don't bake the bamboo forest, because otherwise it will crash. And it may not look that big at all, but it's actually plenty big enough. Somehow. Rather surprising how big it is. I've been stuck on this mapping for months, if anything. Because it's really hard for me to think of what to do. The other ones were smaller and not really as issue-inducing, I guess. It felt easier at that point. Because with the other ones, I just, it's more linear, I guess. With like a castle, I just cut out a bit of it and just skipped straight to the castle and kind of narrowed down where the water was, where this was, blended it just fine so the trees showed, but the ground didn't. Admittedly, I haven't finished putting in the vending machines or the people. I mainly just focus on this. This is black right now because it's a video that's supposed to play during the game. And it's not necessarily difficult, it's just a bit confusing. And then we have this for no reason. It really doesn't want me to select the stream. I don't get why the trees are like this, but sure, why not? Then again, I could just easily do this. I think that worked. Honestly, I'm really impressed with how this worked out in my favor. It's not the highest quality at all. It still works. Oh right, there is a person here that's kind of like sample text. I kind of forgot about him. And then all the way down here is a bonus room where you can select if you go to the roof of the castle or you go to the middle floor. There's multiple floors, but I just wanted to do one. And I feel the need to actually put things in here this time instead of just having a white thing. Because I have more time. This was initially for a contest, but now I can actually take all the time I need. There's the elevator. And then there's, the green screen, this. And the reason why this looks weird is because it's mainly Braille. Or no, it's, not Braille. Morse code. That's what I meant. Yeah, no, it's Morse code. And you'd have to translate it, and you'd have to either scan it with your camera or you'd have to just type it all in. Because it's just dashes, periods, and slashes. Not really all that hard to mimic. But, yeah, that's the main thing with Osaka Castle. And then there's Kyoto City. I haven't really started yet. Yeah, no, I haven't started on Kyoto City. Mount Fuji Fog is definitely a memorable one that I did. Because for this one... Oh god, I'm way down here. Yeah, it's basically like this, and if you turn off all the filters, it's just a bunch of trees slanting down. Oh god, it looks so weird. It's not really that bad when you have the fog, but it looks so fucking weird without the things. Because in the actual game, it looks pretty cool. If I'm gonna be completely honest. There's no sound, so if I were to play this, it's gonna be pretty mute. Oh yeah, you can't pause in this game, and if you try to do this, yeah. You can't Alt F4 out of the game at all. And in this game, you don't play as one of those roll-poly things, you just don't have a body. The bushes were actually this big when you were to go up there, so this is fine. There's a bunch of these. There are a few hills, not really that many. You can go up them. They look a little bit off when you go close, but that's fine. And the render distance is a bit off on purpose, so that it takes a bit to see everything. Oh right, there's an invisible wall here. There's supposed to be a giant model right here, but I didn't put it in yet. And it's also mainly so you don't go too far off the edge. This isn't really supposed to have too much effort in it, because that's where it just cuts off at the end, and you go back to the plan. The main menu for the brain game is pretty simplistic as well. The angling makes it look cooler. And there's an Easter egg if you try to quit the game when you already start, because it doesn't let you quit. So using Task Manager, it will punish you. Very harshly. Not deleting save data or forcing you to reset the whole thing, or anything like that. It more so punishes in the sense that it scares you. But yeah, this is a simplistic kind of area. Osaka City is completely done. Like, I put the triggers for each place. The cars drive through sometimes, and they stop if there's an NPC or you are in the way, or another car. And the shading is done. It goes from morning to night. It changes direction of the sun. This is always closed, because I don't really feel like doing the Family Mart thing. It shows brands that don't really induce copyright, like Milky, Caesarea, Ringo, Matsuyama. But yeah, I kind of do just brands that aren't, you know, iffy on copyright. Here's the two cars. These two cars will change colors, or it will go between the two designs. And it'll either go driving.
The NFL season will be back before you know it. Sign up for NFL Sunday Ticket with
Shut up, NFL. Way to rudely interrupt me. But yeah, the car will either go all the way down and then turn left, or it'll go here, turn left, and then do that. And I put a bunch of parked cars because in Japan, there's parked cars in the most random places. And also bikes. I also intentionally made it so then cars either go away or bikes go in different areas. And I also made the NPCs switch places if they're standalone. Is this? Oh my. Wow. But yeah, if they're standing in one place, I'll change where the NPCs are during a different day. And maybe have more people. I probably should have piled up the NPCs, but I didn't think about that at the time. There's also a misdirection Easter egg if you go over here. Here he is, the freak that scares the ever-loving shit out of people in the 4th run. This bitchy... Yeah, his Easter egg is not fun at all. Don't go to that corner. If I recall, this is exactly what it looks like from the outside for the hotel I stayed in during the 10-day trip that I went on. Another kind of thing that happens in this game is that every time you load in, for the time it will say the day, the time of day, and what you're gonna do, or where you're at. And then eventually it will just not even bother with that, it'll just glitch out. Because this game, like I said, is based off of workaholism, so eventually you're just gonna forget what you're even doing in the game. Or what you're even doing on the trip, more so. But, I also did this place, which is the Torii Gates, I think. Torii Gates? No. Deer Place. Yeah, this is the deer place, but the twist is that it's raining, because when I went at the time it was raining. And there's no deer, there's no people. Because after the Torii Gates, people are just gone. When you go all the way over here, I might want to shorten this, because it's very long. Either I shorten it, or I make the player glitch forward a bit. Or I make them go faster in this one. But I could probably just scale down the entire map, because everything seems pretty big. Because when you actually look at everything, it is huge. Except for the bus. The bus is the only thing that isn't huge. I mean, hell, this is fine. I guess, but, you know, I guess I should just grab everything here and just... 3, 3, 2. Okay. For anyone that does bother to join the stream, I'm sorry that I'm boring. I'm not really good at commentating that much at all. I'm very quiet in public usually. Oh god, that is not okay. Okay, let me try something above it. Nope, I just glitched through entirely. What? Oh. Yeah, no, I need to be way above. Okay. My bad.
Discover new music with a swipe on the YouTube Music app.
Okay. It's not really as bad. That's fine. But, yeah, no, my main concern was it being too long underwater. I don't really care about the tree heights. The trees were actually this big when I went to the deer place, so the tree size isn't exaggerating, ironically enough. There is something that's meant to happen here, so it's not like you're being completely uneventful this whole way through. I think I may have fucked up something. Why is this all the way over here? Ah, shit. Oh, I love this music. There we go. Even though this game is a little lower on quality, sometimes I want to make sure that is too high. Okay. There we go. I'm kind of dumb. Alright, No, I gotta stop. That's the texture I chose? Oh, God. I mean, it works in this, I guess. Oh, right, I don't have the fog thingy. Do I? I do. Oh, wait, it's because for the camera on this, it's different. That's why. I have the background just being a solid gray, and it doesn't show here. Although, if I were to remove the skybox, it doesn't matter. As for this zone, the rest of it is fine. I think I just need to pretty much scale down the upper part. are fine. I'll just get rid of anything that is overbearing. Cut it off there. What is this stuff getting? Something else. For already existing maps, I don't really have much of a struggle when it comes to this. But for the maps that I haven't made yet, it's kind of hard. Doesn't have to hit me with this. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Highlighted. Shit out of here. Ah, shit. Okay. I accidentally got rid of that. I should probably get rid of the canvas in this. I can just get rid of the canvas. I don't think I can. Isn't that just great? Yeah, no, I can't. Yeah, no. Getting rid of the canvas doesn't do shit. No. Can I fucking stop for a second? Jesus. Song's a bit iffy, but meh. Why is there double gates? I probably just did something stupid and I just decided to keep it. No, that's the ground. god, that looks weird. Okay. Okie doke. Now I grab this, and I just bring the whole fucking thing over here. I can just lay it over, if anything. It's covered. Yeah, no, it's covered. So I won't have to worry about that. As for these trees, I could just keep them. Well, I can keep that one. If anything, just move them forward a bit, so they're not clipping too far. Now this is where I test it again, because I've always felt like that was a little long, but now it could probably be a little bit better. Oh, I had someone in here, but I didn't see him. I didn't type anything though, so who cares? Wait a second. Is the barrier correct or no? The bus is fine. I have a lot of barriers. I'd say this is a reasonable distance. Since things are supposed to happen, and once you trigger the event, I'll increase the speed of the player by like 1 or 2. So I'd say this is fine. Although, that fucking couch texture, I should just make it black. I don't know why the hell I did this. That'll do. That'll do. I don't know why I ever decided to make it a couch. And then there's the second Osaka place, which is the bamboo forest, which I'm working on. And then the Torii Gates, which is supposed to be the 1,000 Torii Gates, but let's be honest, 1,000 is a bit too fucking much. know, you got your basic setup. It's kind of like this. You go past this. The bus is, I don't know where I put the bus. I think I just left the bus out because I was like, screw it. You don't even bother going back to the bus at the end. You just teleport back to... Yeah, you just teleport back to Kyoto. This is where the remnants of not remembering where you've been. Just ending up being something else. You got all these story gates with the foxes and a bunch of these. It keeps looping around. I purposefully made the ground break up a little bit because I was not really willing to do a bunch of curves. But it still works. But yeah, it just loops around a lot. You get multiple hundreds of them. You get a giant fox statue, you go to here, to... Oh god, this song. You go over here to basically, you know, end the trip. There's a bunch of people, they will all end up staring at you at the end. The trick with this is that there will be people here, unlike the deer place, but this comes before the deer place, and you meet up with an entity known as Silence. And this bastard just runs just in random areas, and then eventually he'll run right into your path, either inevitably or by the RNG. Depending on where he goes, it will be just completely random. Yeah, he just books it. He just straight up books it. And when he eventually gets you, it'll just end up being like this. Yeah, it's just a completely different thing. Yeah, Silence as an entity is definitely something different from what I normally do. It's funny how I can actually read this. Admittedly, I use Google Translate for the title, but I can read it. It's like Tanoshimi no Tane no. There's two kanjis I don't know. I think it's Ichiban? No. Nasu data omoimasu. I'm kind of curious. What is the two kanjis that I don't understand? Pentaki. Pentaki. Yeah, it's pretty funny how I can actually read that pretty easily. And knowing exactly what it means. But, yeah. You're gonna get caught by Silence. Eventually, Silence is just gonna get you. And either it will teleport you to the end, or something else. Because, as far as I'm concerned, or as far as I'm aware, you don't go very fast at all. Given I don't really think it's that long either, if I remember. There's supposed to be a trigger that will start him, like, once you get a certain way in. Not too far, but still pretty far. still pretty clear in this area because this is right before the realization. The realization happens after the Torii Gates in Kyoto. In which case, from then on, it will kind of wake you up to the realization that this trip isn't real. That you're not actually on this trip anymore. And that eventually you're just gonna have to go back to what you've been working on. Feeling like your break never actually happened. And for a workaholic, that is extremely haunting, knowing that you don't really get any freedom, any peace. There's nothing that's really waiting for you. You're just fooled by the mindset that you don't have anything to go back to for work, but then you inevitably just end up waking up and realizing it. And for some, it's fine. But for others, the ones that really stress themselves out, they just freak out. They can't handle it. And it will drive them to even harm themselves, maybe even kill themselves. And that's kind of what this game portrays. It shows the darker meanings to workaholism and how some people are a lot worse off than others. And one of those days you're just gonna realize that their work is not cutting out for them and they will just snap. I feel like I need to add more trees to this, but for the time, until I get back to actually do the coding, I won't really worry about it. The mapping is basically a draft kind of mapping, because I'm more so trying to just get the general basis down of what I'm going to do for the, for the set scene. And for the bamboo forest, that's kind of hard. Really hard. I wish that people would type into chat. It would make this a lot more fun. It'd be a lot more enjoyable if I actually was able to interact with people. Sure, I'm not the most talkative person in the world, obviously, but it would feel at least a little bit enjoyable. Not feeling like I'm wasting my time or anything. Anyways, nah, you know what? Let's pause the badass music for a second. Even though nobody's watching, somebody could tune in but I feel like I should show the music that I made for this game, regardless. And I have made, let me think, there's the calm theme, there's the sad realization theme. I should probably come up with better fucking names. The Test Curse song for the Deer Place. There's the Kyoto City theme, Osaka Castle theme, and the Bamboo Forest theme, which is a lot more natural Japanese music. I'll start with the calm theme. This one's a bit louder than the others, which I turned way down in the actual game, so it's fine. This one I'm not necessarily as proud of as the other ones I think the one that I'm more impressed with that I've made is the Kyoto City theme. That one I feel like is a bit better. Either that or the Osaka Castle theme. That one's also better. But yeah, I'm more than aware that I'm not really that interesting of a person. At all. If at all. At all. Why'd I say at all twice? Alright, let me rephrase myself. I know I'm not that interesting of a person at all for anyone to watch. But it could be a bit more enjoyable if I saw the chance and I'm actually able to But yeah, that was the calm theme, and then the sad realization theme is a bit better. So the thing might fade out a little bit for a sec. But yep, there's that, and then the Kyoto Bamboo Forest theme, which is 48 seconds, and it's a little less, it's more ambient, more so. Yeah, this mixed with the nature sounds that I have in the Bamboo Forest map would fit perfectly, and I've already tested it. And then there's this. This I've actually recreated on my piano downstairs, and it's pretty fun. And then there's the Osaka Castle theme. I can't tell which one is better, the Osaka Castle theme or the Kyoto City theme. This one was a little bit iffy at first, and I had to really fix it up, because it was definitely offbeat a little bit. There's that. And if I look back at the city theme, oh, it's not that far off. My longest theme definitely is the calm theme, and loudest as well, which I don't like. And then there's Test Curse, which I split into 3 variants for the thing, but this is it all together and playing each one only once. It relies on one instrument only, and I just reverse it on the 3rd segment. It's definitely supposed to be pretty eerie, considering you're in a foggy area, it's raining, and when it gets in the middle, you see yourself, pretty much, just stuck working. And after that, when you're running back to the bus, trying to get out of there, it plays in reverse, laptops are everywhere, and it's definitely just very stressful. But yeah, that's all the OSTs in the game, pretty much. Like I said, this doesn't really feel like it's that long, because I got to the area pretty easily. And considering how once silence gets you, you automatically teleport all the way over. So really, this is just a delay of the inevitable. Because you're not supposed to get all the way through without him getting you. Because I'll have a certain trigger at some point that just has him automatically go where you are. I think the trigger for starting would be right here, and then the trigger for him actually getting you no matter what is right here. But he could get you earlier, so you could just completely negate that trigger altogether. And as he's running around, you'll hear different muffled kind of yells. Kind of like, get back to work, you're useless, pathetic, basically a bunch of bad things. And with that animation of when he does get you, he kind of just rips open a new mouth and just screams it right in your face. Yeah, the dilemma that I'm having is... Now with Kyoto City, I can go my own way. I can just make it however I want. But with the Bamboo Forest, I have to think of what to put in, what to leave out, and I can't just have a certain freedom to it. Here's a prime example. With the misdirection, I never worked in an office. I just made that shit up as I went. And I also just... Actually, hold on. Let me just pull up another picture tab. I think I have it here. In terms of that, I quite literally just... That's a picture of Bolchi with the fucking headset. Where is it? I know it's in here. Somewhere. I just know it's in here because I've seen it. There it is. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, no, for this... Okay, there we go. For the misdirection, I just had this whole whiteboard room that I was able to use at my university. And this whole layout of the map, I just came up with by myself. I had everything written down. I put up little notes on the right. Audio for every action since it was a Stanley Parable horror game. And even the game calling you by your actual name, which for the break game I plan to do as well. I realized that I can easily just... How it's going to go with each letter sound of a Japanese name is that for kanji and for hiragana, katakana, it will take those and translate each of those to English. And for each part, it could basically just... Oh wait, I have a better idea. For kanji, it would translate it to either hiragana or katakana and then translate those different sounds to English. And afterwards, it would play the audio. That actually sounds like a much better idea. The only issue is figuring out how to translate the kanji to that, and then translating the Japanese hiragana or katakana to English. After I do that, it would be really, really easy to do the audio. And just line it up. Because instead of doing just vowel sounds or letter sounds for an English name, I would just say the letter or the way that the symbol sounds. Which personally would sound a lot clearer. So much clearer than English. Because for English, for my name, for example, I had to do a, e, s. But for the Japanese version of my name, it would be Arekuzu. So that would be so much easier. Wow. Yeah, no, this is actually really good info to know about. But yeah, and then there's the audio logs that I didn't necessarily finish. I just came up with it on my way through because I didn't really want to write down all of it on a board. I did the introduction, I did the door close ending, the void stage, toilet, the secret room, the window ending, and basically just the events after the door close ending starts. But yeah, for that, I had all the freedom that I could think of. But for this, for especially the bamboo forest, I have to think of what to include and what to leave out. That's why I haven't touched this shit in so much. In way too long. Oh wait, that's the wrong place. Yeah, I haven't touched this shit in forever. This was supposed to be done in October for Renee's contest, but my depressing ass didn't really have any idea of what to do. So I just shrugged it and said, fuck it, I feel too depressed to do anything. And I just never came up to it. I made the music, like said, and I've tried to think of mapping, but I can never think of a fucking thing when I look at this. Every time I look at this shit, I can't think of anything. Even with the picture references. I have a bunch of pictures right fucking here that I just can't fucking do shit with because I can't think. I have all these pictures, but my useless ass doesn't know how to think. This is where the bamboo forest starts. And where it ends is right as I'm about to go on the bus. Right here, pretty much. Because that's where I'm on the bus. I recognize that design. It ends right here because I also remember getting some fried nuggets before I left. But yeah, this is pretty much all I have. And I can't really include the mountains or whatever, which sucks. Because I don't have high graphics in my games. I'm doing the bamboo forest, obviously. This I could put, but my main issue is outside of the bamboo forest. The outside of it is really hard. I can't think of anything for it. And I feel like just having a linear path is boring as shit. And there's also the factor of trying to hide it. And by trying to hide it, I mean trying to hide away the bamboo forest before going to it. The best I can really think of is... Alright, let me take off the headphones because I'm not listening to anything, so I don't need the headphones on anymore. But, yeah, I can't think of anything. The best I could think of is trying to lay out a city over here, so then you can go, like, to the right and then go into it. Because that is how the layout worked. You went up, and then you went left. Well, you went right, and then up, and then left. And this eventually led to an upper area. But the problem with that is that this is already a lot of fucking track. Prime example being, you know, let me... Hold on, I added the audio in. I mean, there is... Okay, looking at it, there is quite a bit of running ground. Quite a bit of room, basically. And... it's a little bit hard to think because, you know, you could put something over here, obviously. Maybe a bridge. But this is all flat. I don't have anything to do with this. I'm usually used to doing flat things. But I can't really... I don't know. It's hard to work around something flat. Especially if there's waterfalls, there's mountains, there's a bridge with water underneath to go to a different area. It's pretty hard. The only idea that I would have is basically making it raise up without being too obvious at some point. In the city or in here. And have an extra area for like mountains and such. That's all I can think of. And for Kyoto City, like I said, I did try to switch it to that at some point earlier. But I couldn't really think of anything at that time either. Nature Sounds, Volume 1. I could just keep the volume for this place at the same volume because it's not that loud. It is not that loud at all. But, I don't want to do Kyoto City yet because I'm trying to do the harder thing first. I already have the code for everything else. Oh, those lucky bastards. Okay. Yeah, you know what, at this point, I think I should just end the stream because I haven't really made much progress. The best I did was fix some scaling on the Torii gates, well, no, not Torii gates, the deer place, and explained each of the maps and showed off the music, but nobody's even in the stream. So who am I even showing this to? I can guarantee nobody's going to watch this after the stream's already done. So if anything, I guess wasted my time as per usual. And I should just stop streaming.